Well, I don't know why you're doing it, but you were watching SalTV, and once again, we are going to be staring into Soldier's face for just a second here, because do you remember back when TF2 was new, and you would not have been able to, like, throw sunglasses under a hat, and also not change anything else about your character? Yeah, well, it's not new anymore, so maybe some of the magic's gone. But anyway, we'll be watching a playoff game here between these two teams. Runaway 5 in the blue right now, and in the red it is Royalty. This is a lower bracket game. I was going to try and cast one of the upper bracket games, like involving the team, I want to call them Sukune Meatmen or something like that, and then I looked back through their history, and every single one of their games for the last 10 or so games has been like a 5-0 roll. I was like, you know, maybe that would not be the most entertaining choice. So, Sukune Meatmen, congratulations, you guys have created a team that is apparently undefeatable. Well, they didn't go completely undefeated. Regardless, I should probably talk about the game that's happening right now, because we do have the Royalty taking the point first. And I like how they're all named the fourth. I don't know why IV was the chosen designation, but it is. So they are all, maybe it's the fourth iteration of their team. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't mean anything. Meanwhile, Runaway 5, we've seen them on this channel a lot. And every game I've casted has pretty much been fantastic. So we'll see what happens here. Zaylok's already down for them, so this push not going to be good. Duwatna, meanwhile, is trying to deal some damage here to this Uber team. There you go. Now that it is, of course, the Uber is fading away, he can try to do the damage, but no, it is not going to happen. And now he's getting invaded by a soldier, the very soldier that we saw at the beginning of the game. That would have been Za, who I think is Pizza. No, that's this guy right here. Sorry. So it was Kelly Sellers? Kelly Sellers. Pretty sure. I'm going to assume Kelly's a guy, because that sounds like the name of a... Yes, as usual, people are aliasing. I just went and confirmed with DJC himself, so we are going to have to remember that for a little while here. But Kelly Sellers is actually Jake Rockwell. Jake Rockwell used to play a lot of Demo Man, I think, is playing Soldier for this match, and somehow seems to have flagged out, so is going to die. Yep, there you go. Scarlet, not too worried about that one. Fingles, I think, is going to be Devlin. I've never heard of the guy before, but apparently that is the guy's name. Devlin. And then you've got Zai as Pizza, of course. Nice shot by DJC. Almost got the second air shot there, which would have destroyed that scout. Pizza. Not quite going to happen. So that's too bad. But we'll see whether this push can actually take the point, because right now, the Runaway 5 have not held the point even once so far. This is, of course, King of the Hill Viaduct. And, oh, you know what? I didn't start this, actually. I might have to restart this entire cast. I don't know. Don't make me turn this thing around. But yeah, I haven't started it yet with the classic, the dog bread. So I feel really bad about that. Anyway, Jake Rockwell did find the time out there, so it is, of course, a prime opportunity for our blue team to try and cap a point, if there isn't a pause, which I assume there's going to be, but there isn't one yet. And normally when I say pause, there you go. Okay. Yeah, normally when I say pause, there you go. Actually, pause it. Point. Yes, I know. Weird old lady. DJC hanging out on top of this rock here just for as long as he can. He's actually, no, he's just standing. I was going to say I think he's sliding, but he just jumped, so no. Totally standing. You can stand there. I didn't realize that. He'll take a hit, but it looks like our red team is still playing with maybe 5. No, they did finally get Jake Rockwell back in the game. And they're going to go for a push right away here. The times, at least, are correct, even though the players over there are not. It's kind of too bad. The HUD is broken, and it will remain broken for some time. So hopefully we can figure out together when it is fixed again. Pizza here looking for some kills, or at least looking to defend from this soldier. He does go ahead and grab his Demo Man's health kit, which is going to keep Ranga out of the fight for just a little bit longer. Actually, Ranga is pushing in anyway, so that's a little bit dangerous, maybe. Although maybe, you know what? I was actually looking at the HUD, and the HUD was broken. I should have been looking at his health here. He's fine. He's going to medic on him. He has no problem whatsoever, just walking in here and destroying people. And here he goes. So that point is going to be capped fairly soon with 46 seconds up on the clock. Now, Runaway 5 did put about a minute there on the board, but the problem is they've got to take it right back here, because look at that, 30 seconds left for their opponents to hold it. They have a roughly even Uber, so I don't know how they're going to accomplish this so far. They've got to get a kill right now. I don't know if it's going to happen. Jake Rockwell going to be sneaking around the side, playing that classic roamer role. He is watching the flank hard here. And he sees a lot of pressure getting put over there. It looks like actually, no, hut. That's downpour. Taken down. And well, you know what? Despite the fact that they lost a scout, they have gone ahead and made the push. Here comes the Uber just a little bit too late for Royalty. And now the opponents finish up the Uber just about the same time. DJC, you know, basically nobody dying until Duwatna. eaten a stray scattergun shot. Probably not stray, actually. Those don't tend to be strays. And so here you go. The point still being held by the Runaway 5, who might actually make a nice little comeback this round, which would be a neat story. But I promise you, this one is not a 5-0 roll, and it looks like these teams are very evenly matched right now in the lower bracket. Remember that whoever gets knocked out of this game is out of the tournament, out of the running. Whoever continues on has quite a few more games to play until they get to the grand finals, if they go to the grand finals, where they will be playing probably against the Meatmen, which is a difficult game to play because, like I said, those guys have been 5-0ing everyone. But who knows, man? Who knows who will win this? Duatna taking down Jake Rockwell, but they have lost a point. 10 seconds left, so they have to get on it right away. Hut, a.k.a. Downpour, putting himself on the point and trying to get that as quickly as possible. Grapes down. Pizza there was trying to stop the cap, but he wasn't quite able to do it. Now, we do have... I have HIV, who I actually don't know what his alias is. I'm going to have to figure that one out. It's Mason. Mason is the guy's name, so you guys are confusing me. I really wish the aliasing would not happen quite as much, but this is not StarCraft. You're allowed to change your name as much as you want to. DJC, well, not as much as you want to. It's kind of restricted by ESEA because you log into their client, auto names you, but whatever. You can still do it once every 30 days or something. 60% Uber right now pushing in against the blue team. If they can cap it, that is basically going to be it. The blue team has to stop this right now, but they're not going to be able to, and that is going to be round 4. Oh, there you go. Royalty taking one off of the Runaway 5. And now, we're on round 2. So how you doing? I do apologize for not making like any videos in the last 2 weeks, except for the one cap point, which was not even my video. I didn't make it, and I don't think I put any ads on it because it technically was not my copyright. You know, it was somebody else's copyrighted material, so certainly didn't. Oh my God, Duatna! Okay, well anyway, I haven't made any videos, and it's because school and work and extracurricular things have been taking all of my time. So by the time I finally get home in the evenings, it's like 9 or 10. I don't want to wake people up, and I'm really tired. And that's just kind of the way things are going. Complete wipeout there, despite the really awesome kill by Duatna. The red team here, Royalty, capped the point and destroyed every last one of them. So they do have just a tiny bit of an Uber advantage, about 20%. And you're not going to see them really push too hard with that. Royalty, I think they do tend to play this. You know what we haven't done yet? We haven't turned on their outlines. Outlines are good. We don't see Royalty really playing too much of an aggressive hold so far. They are playing pretty far back, just sitting on the point, letting their opponents come to them, which you don't, I don't know, sometimes you'll see that, sometimes you won't. And it looks like that is going to be a mistake right now. They really are in some trouble here. And I realize that my HUD is totally broken. I need to get a new one, as the kill feed is overlapping with the players, and that's wonderful. But anyway, no, we're seeing that the Royalty really, I mean... In Invite, sometimes you will see... Oh, nice sticky trap. You will see players who are very good about holding forward and being aggressive and making their enemies fight for every inch. And in this case, we're not seeing that out of Royalty, although they did win a round, so they certainly know what they're doing. But Mason's going to have to walk back and find somebody to heal. It's going to be a scout. Meanwhile, Pizza, the 4th, is going down, and DJC helping defend this point. So at the moment... Runaway 5 look like they've got a solid hold on this round. In fact, this might be the first time they have led in time remaining the entire game. So, probably feeling pretty good about that. Like, oh yeah, okay, we got a chance here. I don't know. I don't know how they're feeling. I would like to think they're feeling that way, but that's how I would be feeling in that situation. I'd be like, yeah, okay, we can do this. I know we can do this. Look at this. Yeah, we got the time running down. We just killed 3 of them. We stopped their suicide, which actually... looks like they did have to pop their Uber, and I completely missed it, so I apologize. But there was a 3-man suicide there from the red team, and they popped Loki's Uber, so we are going to have Mason and the rest of his team coming in here pretty soon. Scarlet's down, as is Jake Rockwell, so it is 1 soldier for 1 soldier trade. Grape going to start jumping in. He wants to take this Uber pretty quickly. They want to take some space, and this is a very good push so far. Duatna down. Grape needs to connect with his med here, but he will. They've gotten 1 kill. They are going to get a couple more. DJC is down. Looks like they were going for that scout, but now they've got to deal with the scout behind. There you go. Zayloc's down as well. So we are going to have an Uber trade situation now here, as Overseer Loki will be building the Uber up near spawn, and there is nobody in position to try and jump through walls to stop him. But this is a pretty decent posted position here. Now they're holding more forward. I like this, as they realize they don't have an uber advantage and they want to make their opponents fight for this. So we are seeing Duwatna take down Pizza. We've got Ranga down as well from Zalox, and DJC has taken down Grape. Jake Rockwell going to jump straight on top of the enemy med and pops her up in the air. Oh my god, Overseer Loki down to an air shot from Jake, the Beast Rockwell. Fingles, a.k.a. Devlin, rushing back to his team. They've lost the point, but for how long? They got a beautiful kill on the med. Haven't seen one like that in quite a while, so this game is looking really, really good. Devlin rushing into the side, and he's really just dealing chip damage so far. Not able to defend his demo man, and that means that they have lost. What's that demo man? No, that was a soldier, actually, who went down to that scout. So that was not this guy's job. He's just like, whatever, I wasn't supposed to defend you. I was supposed to be pushing here. I was supposed to be taking the point, watching the flank, and dying to sticky traps. So, nice little Uber here, but they have already lost one of their players. They've taken a lot of ground, and they will probably be able to get the point back, but they're going to have some pressure coming in on them right about now. Yeah, here it goes. That's going to be, I think that's Scarlet, the roaming soldier, trying to jump in. Didn't quite manage to get the damage done. And our blue team now is really being aggressive about this. They do not want to lose any time in getting this point back, but they're having some trouble. Overseer Loki down once again. That's going to be Grape, I think, with the kill. Duwatna jumping in, realizing, okay, we've got to even up the medic score just a little bit here. Trying to go for Mason, but he wasn't able to get it. Scarlet not even able to finish off the point, so that means that, oh no, wait, Royalty actually are going to lose the point. Okay, there you go. That was going to be confusing if they didn't manage to get that done. And apologies about that. I just had to turn the volume down for a second and make some disgusting noises because allergies are still a thing in Houston, and it sucks. Oh. Scarlet doing some good damage around here. Oh! Finally getting taken down, but not before blunting this push just a little bit. Nonetheless, we are going to see Runaway 5 running back once again. Still, they are about a minute ahead in the time. Oh, and they lose the med. Downpour is going to try and stop these soldiers from escaping, somehow not dying to two soldiers in an enclosed space for a very long time, but didn't manage to get any kills either. So, I guess all for naught. And we need to wait and see a push here. That's pretty much what's going to happen. They've got time to build an Uber on Overseer Loki if they want to, but they are going to go ahead and just push this out. No need for an Uber, I think, from the Runaway 5 as they try to take this soldier and scout double teaming over here on this roaming soldier, but Grape is down right now. So we are going to see Blue starting to push in, and I think they've got pretty good positioning here. They are taking a lot of damage from this demo man, though. That is the power of Ranga on the demo. He is able to stop a lot of this push, but Pizza losing it, and the point is being held. I think our blue team has got this. Oh, last final push, but my god, the damage coming in. Ranga, Jake, all of them down, so the Runaway 5 will take that round. And by the way, I'm keeping it in third person just because I wanted to be able to do this after the round. There he is, our Pugloaf. Overseer did a decent job of staying alive on that push and keeping the rest of the team alive as well. Of course, so did Mason, but Mason just wasn't able to get the heals up quite enough to, and the team wasn't able to get the push together to take that round back. So it is 1-1 for Royalty versus Runaway 5. Jake Rockwell taking down Zalox, and this is looking like a pretty classic Runaway 5 wipeout. I didn't just hear a conjurer, did I? I think I did. Anyway, because it's totally banned. None of those. I don't think any of those banners are allowed. Maybe the what do you call it? Oh man, the one that nobody uses, the defensive one. I don't even remember what it's called anymore because nobody uses it. But I think that one's actually allowed. DJC trying to do some good damage here. Grape is down. Loki very damaged though, and there goes Jake Rockwell to finish her off. So we've got, at this point, Royalty holding the point. They are going to have to defend their med from a very savage bomb by DJC. Another attempt by the scout here. He's going for the demo instead of the medic, and they are just not going to do any damage at all to Mason over there, the med for the red team. But you know what? Actually, they managed to cap the point. And that's really what ultimately matters. You would have liked to see them get the damage done on the medic, but let's see where the medic is right now. I'm going to go ahead and try and push things in here. Doesn't want to drop the super, of course. I'm going to be very careful about watching for incoming projectiles and things. Hoping the team will keep him protected on the flank. And here you go. Ow! Eating one pill to the face, which is not a good thing, but at least stops that sticky trap from being devastating to the team pushing forward. There are still stickies there, though, and they're going to have to watch for that. You do see Mason very wisely avoiding those. DJC jumping in, trying to do some damage, but not going to happen. Actually, yeah, Duwatna did take down Fingles, a.k.a. Devlin. Duwatna now retreating. Scarlet very nearly killed himself, but it's not going to happen. And right now, Royalty still do not hold this point. That Uber should probably have helped them. They do have an advantage once again, so they will be able to get this, I'm pretty sure. Pushing in, though, just a bit early is Grape over on the side, getting popped up in the air by this Demo Man. Oh, no. So, would have been nice if Duwatna could have done the damage there, but was not quite able to finish things off. Maybe a little bit too much pressure, as Duwatna is now down. And Runaway 5 losing almost all their players. Overseer Loki is probably in full retreat, trying to keep up with this scout. Just a little bit scary here from a medic's perspective, because I tell you what, I've played this in a lot of pickup games, and it's always like, okay, look, there's 6 of them, there's 2 of us, can we please go back to spawn now? You know, I left my teddy bear in there, and I kind of want to suck my thumb in spawn and just never face the outside world again, because it's scary. It's really scary out there when there's, 6 feet 2. That's how things go. Kelly, Sellers, Jake, Rockwell, whatever you want to call the guy. I'm going to call him Jake because I don't think Kelly is a dude's name, but whatever, dude, whatever you want to call him. Kelly, way on top of everyone. This is looking really bad right now for Runaway 5. They might keep the mid alive, but no, Jake Rockwell is going to help finish off Overseer Loki. That means that Mason here. Oh, Mason, what are you doing? Oh, no. Oh, no. Mason somehow staying alive from that. And it looks like the decision has been made to actually try and cap the point. Was that a crossbow hit? I think it was. Made the decision to actually cap the point rather than chase down the med. And considering that the Ubers are roughly even, I like that decision by our Runaway 5 team. They're like, you know what? We don't have to worry about chasing this med down. It's going to take too much time off the clock. Our enemies are just going to get a lot of cap time. So, very well done so far. Can the Runaway 5 translate this into a round victory? We'll find out as Duwatna is getting hit, having to retreat away from the point, trying to hit some fadeaway stickies, but it's not going to happen. Pizza helping to cap right now, and that is going to be a pretty good get. Look at how far back those silhouettes are for the blue team. They have been in full retreat here. They don't want to touch that point right now. Pizza trying to just take down some of these stickies, because I tell you what, every time they push forward, there are sticky traps, and that's something that sometimes you don't see it, even from Invite. You just don't see, like, a sticky trap every single time. That's something that, without fail, Duwatna has been doing. Nice shot by Ranga, by the way, to take down Scarlet in the air right there. We've just been seeing non-stop air shots this game. Zalox taking some of the Uber. Whoa, that was disgusting. And 40% left. Yeah, there you go. Both teams have Ubered. Zalox has just a bit longer Uber there, so he was supposedly able to keep some position, but it's not going to happen. And in fact, the retreating from that Uber is going to be pretty bad. Grape here eats a rocket from DJC. Ranga trying to push forward. He has got to deal with a soldier getting popped up into the air and trying to do some aerial denial there. Yes, that's right. I said aerial denial. I'm coming up with loads of new phrases today. But Ranga, he's getting pressured once again by a soldier. By other new phrases, I meant the one that I came up with in the morning. I actually put it on Twitter, at SalTV2, in case you're interested. But for some reason, I woke up thinking of a synonym for the phrase pity party, which was commiseration committee. I was really proud of that. So I went ahead and tweeted it. I probably shouldn't be that proud of it, but you know what? I am. I'm just a huge nerd. Anyway, Royalty capping the point once again. They have held it for quite a long time. Their opponent's not able to quite even touch the point before that push, so maybe just a little bit of a mistimed push there. Good try, but Royalty now lead 2-1. And we might end up seeing a halftime pretty soon. If Royalty can take this round as well, they will keep themselves in the tournament. Of course, if they can win the whole thing, remember that is what is on the line. It's just a little bit of money for winning intermediate. I think maybe it's like $300 for the winning team or something like that. So, it's not too bad. Ranga with a nice little pipe there, straight into a soldier's gut. Going for the gut shot. And is now invisible except for the outline, but we can tell. We know it's you. Anyway, these player outlines, by the way, made by Blue, and I cannot thank that guy enough. I have actually given him money, and I would recommend you giving him money too, but he was very humble, and he said, oh, nice sticky trap there by Ranga, I like that. He said he didn't really want it, so, I mean, I paid him because I use it, But B, there's a couple of other sticky traps. There's a couple of other charity items that are coming up that that might be better sources for your money. It depends. And so of course I'll let you decide. It's obviously it's your money. You can do what you want with it. If I ever hear anybody saying, "Hey, I want to pay blue," then I'll like dump his PayPal link or something. But the other things that are coming up are the big TF2 charity coming up April 13th and 14th or something like that. It's the one that Sean Bud is running. It's going to turn into this giant, like, 2-day streaming event, and it is supporting a one-step camp, which gets children with cancer to an outdoor, like summer camp type environment, which is pretty awesome. Runaway 5 just capping the point now. The other charity thing coming up is that I think starting April 1st, people are going to start taking donations on Team Fortress TV to get an American team to I-49. That's right, going to England, baby, once again. So there's a lot of charity stuff coming up, and if you've got a limited source of funding and you don't want to donate to all three of those things, my personal priority is going to be first charity, then I-49, and then finally blue. But of course, I did go ahead and pay blue because I'm using this stuff, and I felt bad if I'm going to use something this awesome. I felt bad, like, not paying the guy, because he's made an amazingly useful spectator tool that we have not seen the likes of ever before in TF2. Kelly Sellers helping push the team forward, and they will go ahead and cap that before losing any sort of time advantage. So, once again, Royalty looking really strong right now. They've got a charge. It is still regular Uber. We have not seen a crits yet this game, and frankly, I guess I don't really expect to see one. Uber's popped. Nice shot there by Zaylox, immediately picking out the one guy who was not Ubered in the vicinity, taking down Grape. And it was a beautiful meat shot too. DJC going to start looking for some kills. He's just walking straight through that doorway against Ranga, but Ranga will be like, no, you know what? There's a reason that demo men are considered really good at holding chokes. I'm going to go ahead and show you why that is. Duwatna now retreating, trying to get back in, and it looks like a scout has actually screened for them, which is very good. You see Hut dying there, but that scout that jumped in the way of Duwatna and the medic, that was really well done, because it does mean that the medic will get away without taking a lot of damage, or without any threat of dying from the red team. I like that. That was a very sacrificial, heroic scout play. And in comes Scarlet right now with a big bomb, big dive. Not able to get the kill yet, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab a health kit. Zaylox retreating. No kills yet. Grape down to 60 health, but a lot of aggression coming in, and despite the no kills, able to take a lot of space is Runaway 5. Downpour eating a lot of the Uber, which is interesting. We've seen a lot of this, like this scout Uber. Grape going to go ahead and finish off this soldier here. Whoever that was, I think it was Scarlet trying to get the kill on the med once again, but Mason still 150 health. It's like they can't kill the guy. Mason just, he doesn't die all that much. He does seem, his team seems to have pretty good positioning over the point. I will say, his positioning seems pretty good as well, but so does Overseer's. So I think the difference between the two meds dying is simply like the skill and the surprise of the roamer from both teams. I want to say that. I'm not really paying that much attention, though, so I could be totally wrong. Devlin now retreating. Mason, once again, pretty far back here. And if there's one thing I'll say, it's that as a medic on this map, if you hang too far back and you let the rest of your team try to push forward without, your assistance, you're gonna lose a lot. DJC come out as the heavy, interestingly enough, and we do have already 3 men down from the red team. So this is what you do, by the way, this heavy play. This is what you do when you hold the point and you really want to keep holding the point. So now he's giving himself away. The heavy has been spotted. The Uber is going to come in and try to take this down. There you go. Taking down right away. A lot of pressure focused on the heavy, though. The entire Uber was wasted just for that. Overseer is back with 10% Ubers of her own, so things are going to be roughly even. Scarlet trying to trade some damage with a scout. One thing I've heard, Grape was in a decent position there to try and kill the med, but got spotted out. Not going to happen. There is potentially another enemy coming in from behind as well. It is a soldier. Going to retreat, though. Meanwhile, Scarlet back behind, and I think Royalty will end up taking this round unless something crazy can happen right now. And look at the damage on the blue team over on the HUD. We do see DJC and Scarlet both down, so no soldier's going to be able to deal any splash damage. Zaylox, it's all up to you, man. You got to stay on the point. No, it's not going to happen. That is going to be 3-1 halftime. Royalty. Alright, I've had my coffee, and I am good to go. Right into the second half. That reminds me of Pokemon, by the way. That phrase. I used to do the missing no glitch all the time, and that phrase definitely reminds me of Pokemon. If you didn't do the missing no glitch, I guess you're probably a person with more integrity than I, but I definitely enjoyed having, like, you know, 150 rare candies and whatever else you could have. Hut. Gonna do the damage. Retreating now. But remember, the teams have swapped colors, so at this point, Runaway 5 are in the red, Royalty are in the blue, and Runaway 5 had a very good round there, so apparently there's something about... Whoa, excuse me. There's something about being red that lets you win mid-fights, I guess. Because, I mean, I think they won one of these opening fights before. But for the most part, of the last 4 rounds, I do think 3 of them were won at mid by Royalty. Oh, I do hope also that my sound problem has been fixed, because, yeah, I remember there was, like, this weird buzzing, and if it's happening again, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, like, cry, and you know, I'll apologize somehow, but I do want to apologize already for the crap that has been going on there. There is one man behind the Runaway 5 right now, causing a lot of pain. That's going to be Duatna and DJC both down, so they've lost a soldier and a demo. And at this point, they do need Overseer Loki to be back in spawn, which I think she is. Nobody chasing her down. In fact, there is a soldier or something out there, a scout maybe, who was doing a lot of, it was a soldier, doing some cover, some distraction play. So now it is going to be a bad Uber disadvantage here. But that's okay, because they've got a lot of time to make that up. Do look at the times up top. Somehow my HUD is broken once again up there. I don't know what that box is doing. But it is, you know, still in the lead technically is Runaway 5. So Royalty going to have some... Oh, nice shot there by Fingles. Royalty is going to have a little bit of difficult time catching up. They are going to catch up, though, and they're not going to have much of a problem there. The only issue is that they are going to have an Ubered enemy coming into their faces pretty soon, and that is never fun. Hang on. Phrasing. All right, anyway. I'm watching too much Archer, maybe. Oh, Overseer down. So that's going to be both soldiers down for the... Oh, just walked right by that. Somehow that sticky trap was not detonated, and I really would have liked to see that get detonated, but you know what? DJC did not want it. He's stealing health kits. He's jumping in, trying to deal a lot of damage. Duatna laying down the pills. Connecting pipes like a plumber? No? Have you seen that video, by the way? Because it's awesome. Let me just point that one out. That it's a frag video called... I think it's just called Connecting Pipes. It could be something else. But very different from normal frag videos. It's not a dubstep remix. It's much more funky. It's a very funky frag video. Duatna had that sticky trap there, but he popped it on an Ubered enemy, so times are roughly even, but Royalty's going to take that point right back. Only about a 20% Uber advantage for Overseer right now. Pizza staying pretty close to the core, and in jumps a soldier, so this is where he wanted to be, trying to defend the med, but there you go. Mason is down, Bingles is down, Grape is down, and Pizza is going to be the last remaining great hope for his team. Popped up into the air by a soldier and destroyed. I shouldn't have said last hope, because definitely there was still some hope and change going on there. But yeah, Overseer is down, so that is going to be the one saving grace for our Royalty team. Scarlet needs to back away. At the moment, there's a lot of blue pressure on that side, but uh-oh, Mason, you're in trouble. Mason going for the Uber side hits, but it's not going to be enough. Scarlet, you know, popped up into the air. At that time, you know, looking at his health, he knew he was going to die, but it was okay. He had accomplished what he needed to in life, and now death was just the last stage of life for him. Downpour trying to take down this crazy soldier up here, but is it going to happen? Overseer down once again. Overseer just cannot stay alive for an Uber this round. Nice little pistol shot there on Pizza, though. Downpour going to help keep his team in possession at this point. Remember that Royalty, if they win one more round, they win it all. Runaway 5 needs to win like 3 more. So they are at a severe deficit at the moment. But I think they could have this round in the bag. They just don't want to lose a point again right now. And there you go. They do take on Grape and Ranga. Scarlet down in exchange. Where is Mason is the question. And Mason apparently, surrounded by enemy players. A soldier jumping down, doing a lot of damage. Mason down. And that means a very nice Uber advantage for the defending team at the moment. They've got 17 seconds left on the clock here. to hold this point until their opponents have lost a round. So it looks like a Runaway 5 could catch up. They could stay in this tournament after all. We'll see whether that actually happens. Soldier jumping in after Overseer Loki, but that might be a little bit too late as Duwatna is just laying down damage on the invaders. And, you know, Overseer didn't even die there. So that is, yeah, pretty much, guys, that's going to be a round. Yeah, there you go. Runaway 5 winning one. It is going to be now 2-3. So Runaway 5, they need to win 2 more rounds, and each one of them may be just as hard fought, assuming they win any. Could very well be royalty, ladies and gents.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
Oh, sorry about that. No, right now, look, what happened? Why did Runaway 5 get to mid so much faster than their opponent? That was, I mean, you saw from Pizza's perspective there, that like everyone from R5 was already there as he was walking into the point. That was a little weird. Huh. I don't know what happened, guys. The distances are the same, but somehow Runaway 5 just got there a lot faster, and yet they still lost. So there's something to be said for positioning, but apparently not a lot. Zaylock's getting hurt pretty badly here. Great, rushing straight in. Gonna go ahead and die by walking onto the point. And actually, somehow, the point pressure has been so good for the red team that they only lost about 15 seconds of time. Ranga able to do a lot of damage in midair to whoever that soldier was. Could have been Scarlet, I want to say, just kind of jumping up in the air. Here comes the Uber right now, and they're going to go ahead and pop the one out of Overseer as well. So a typical Uber exchange. But it's the positioning of the medics after the Uber that matters. And right now, Overseer surrounded by her team. Gonna have to watch for bombers. Because at this point, with Pizza down, I think the blue team is gonna realize they've got a little bit of a problem, and they are gonna want to try to take down the meds. So at the moment, they aren't really able to do that. Jake Rockwell jumping in, just trying to deal some damage. A scout ran in the way of his rocket and caused some self-damage there. DJC is down, but then so is Jake Rockwell. A lot of players actually dying here. Overseer still alive, as is, oh, a nice little crossbow shot. And Duwatna getting pressured by a scout, so the crossbow helping that scout take down. Duwatna, boom, toasted. Scarlet going for the med. Somehow that med has been staying alive so effectively. 25 health left on Mason, able to get away and grab a health kit. Oh, and Ranga with a double shot there. Double kill on DJC and Scarlet. Destruction. 1 pipe, 2 kills for the demo man from hell. Overseer is still able to keep the charge going, so at least they will have an Uber versus Uber exchange. They can use this to try and take the point, but Ranga is so good right now. Overseer needs to keep the team moving forward here. Zaylock's down, Fingal's down, so that's a scout for a scout. There goes Ranga, actually. That's not going to be good. The Uber popped just after Ranga died, and at this point, Mason's going to think to himself and his team, like, guys, you need to get out of here. Guys, you need to get out of here. Please help me. Oh, God. And that is a scout chasing him down, so this is not going to look too good. Mason, you know, pulling out the Uber Saw in that last desperate bid to keep himself alive, and somehow I almost thought he was going to get away with that because of that scout who came in and tried to save him, but no, sir. Downpour only had eyes for Mason. So sacrificed his life to take down that med. Very good sacrifice, by the way. That does mean that we are going to see a big sacrifice play coming out of the blue team. We see the demo jumping in right now, doing a lot of damage to Overseer already, but Overseer is really far back. This is going to be scary, but no, Duwatna takes down Pizza. And so many players dying. Yes, red team is going to lose the point, but they are going to maintain an Uber advantage. They can push back in with this in the next 30 seconds, probably. They might end up losing the time lead just for a second, but I almost guarantee you they will take this point back because having an Uber advantage like this is going to be very, very important. Still, the Uber advantage not that big. It is going to be just big enough to give them, though. It's like both teams know they have an Uber advantage, so you do see Blue giving them just a little bit of space, but no, Overseer down, and Mason is retreating with his team. So this does not look too good right now for the Runaway 5. In fact, it looks very good for Royalty. They're going to be pretty happy about that. They will be pushing back in here pretty soon. Pizza looking for sticky traps. But at this point, Runaway 5 just going to start building an Uber. There's a scout hanging out in a sneaky little spot up here. But he gets spotted right away, and so that's not going to be good for him. Hut, Downpour is down. And a lot of presence on this point by our blue team. Uber is pops, probably a little bit early, but didn't want to lose any players there, so going to go ahead and pop that with 150 health left on the med. Point not quite capped yet. Will be capped pretty soon. Uber advantage now to Overseer. And the time advantage does go to Runaway 5. About 50 seconds or so that are going to have to be run off the clock here. And the Runaway 5, you know, if they cap it, they've only got 40 seconds left to win this round and tie things up. Grape going to jump in, looking straight for Overseer. Knows exactly where she was, but not quite able to get the kill. No, wait. Pizza came in and finished her off, so that's okay. We are going to see 2 down for each team. There are still 4 fragging classes. Now 3 left alive for the Runaway 5. So this might just be the end of their playoff bid. They are trying very hard right now. Mason actually down to downpour. That's going to be pretty good. And there you go. They have capped the point, so they've just got to hold it for another 40 seconds. And they did kill Mason, so that's going to be no Ubers for the defending team, which is now going to be the attacking team, actually. For the blue team, whatever. Royalty not going to have an Uber here for the rest of the round, probably. Scarlet down to a nice pipe by Ranga, and they have capped the point once again. Times are very close right now. Things are looking pretty solid, I think, for the Royalty team. There shouldn't be enough time for an Uber. Maybe there will be. Overseer might actually get an Uber up here in time, but I think we're going to see soldiers jumping in trying to prevent that from happening. And DJC, he's got just a tiny bit of an over here. He's going to go ahead and jump in on top of an enemy and eat a lot of damage. Killing himself there, actually, I think, somehow. I don't even know how that happened. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of damage done by one of those soldiers. Control point getting capped once again. Royalty very close right now, not quite. I don't know how Duatna snuck under that pipe, by the way. 11 seconds left, though, so if Royalty can cap the point once again, they win the round, basically, and they win the game. If they can't do it, though, then we're going on to a final overtime round. Pizza eaten a pipe. He is completely locked out there, so that is very good to keep that flank secure. Grape down as well. Scarlet jumping in, trying to do some damage. The Uber was made ready after all, so that is going to be a beautiful Uber, and somehow that Uber not quite able to get players in, so yes, we are going on to that last final decider round. It's 3-3. We played a 4, so I'm enjoying it. I'm excited. I am I'm on the edge of my seat, and my seat's pretty big, if you know what I mean. I don't even know what I mean, actually. Jake Rockwell, though, we're going to watch him as he gets out here and tries to hold down the flank for the moment. And now he's actually being given some ground here. Oh, look, a med. Free med pick. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. Or will you? Yes, you will. Overseer down to Kelly Sellers, a.k.a. Jake Rockwell. And apparently dominating Ranga, which is going to feel pretty good because Ranga's been on a roll. But, yeah, it looks like the Runaway 5 are going to go ahead and cap point first. We'll see how long they can hold it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how long they can hold it, because this game has just been back and forth nonstop. Sometimes you'll see games where it's like one team holds the point for 3 minutes, or 2.5 minutes, or whatever it is. And we've only seen that happen once, and that was in the first round. Everything else has basically been no team has held the point probably for more than a minute at a time, maybe like a minute and 10 or something, but it's always been a close round, and I enjoy it. We do see an attempt at a 4-man suicide trying to, like, get kills or something, or maybe they just lost a lot of players. I don't even know, but Runaway 5 are not feeling too good about that one. They have lost a point after holding it for about 40 seconds, 45, something like that. 35, rather. It's more like 35. In fact, it was 37, okay? They held it for 37 seconds. I can do math on the fly. Crits coming in. I thought we weren't going to see it at all because typically the Uber is what you want to have. But Overseer going ahead and popping the crits right away, and it's doing a lot of damage. Ranga's down. Overseer, of course, very hurt herself. They've got to deal with whoever this soldier is over on the right-hand side. Oh, no, wait, he's gone. Silhouette's not there anymore. So I guess they did deal with that soldier after all. Medigun ready to go here. And, you know, here's the thing. The blue team is going to realize we have an Uber disadvantage situation here because our opponents have a crits. On the other hand, they know there's a crits, so it took them by surprise once. Sometimes that's all you need, and in this case, that may very well have been all they needed because they put another, 30, 40 seconds on the clock. Nice kills by DJC over here, taking down Jake Rockwell and Grape right away. Duatna get the kill on Ranga. Fingal's down as well. It looks like even the med Mason somehow died in that push, so there is a crits ready to go, and that push didn't do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to see Runaway 5 all of a sudden running away with this game, and I know I've made that joke like a billion times before, but hey, if you're new to the channel, well, it's the first time for you. But, oh, here comes the crits right away, going to take down Ranga. Grape's down, and the crits did get taken out, so Overseer finally destroyed there, but at what price, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody died except for Mason. Mason's going to have an Uber advantage now. He's going to be pretty happy about that. But look at the times. Look at those times. Oh, you're kidding me. Instant replay time. All right, so they just taken the point here, or defended the point, really, and they lost their med. You see what Zalox is going to do here. And this is, I mean, this is kind of standard stuff, but I guess nobody realized, here he is. Oh, look, a med. Free meat shots. Mason down. Zalox with a huge play there. It's going to mean that his team actually keeps an uber advantage. And with this kind of time advantage, Runaway 5 looking so good. Downpour does go ahead and eat a pipe from Ranga. So that guy, he's still on a roll. He's still on fire. He's still got the skills. But they've got to hold this point now for 2.5 minutes. Their opponents for 1. So Runaway 5 has a nice advantage here in several senses of the word. They've got the time advantage. They've got the uber advantage. They've got to, you know, they've just got to get out of these choke points, which is difficult. I'm not gonna lie, it is a difficult thing to do. They are gonna go ahead and push out with regular uber though. Taking some damage. Scarlet's down in exchange for Grape. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Ranga now down as well, but they have lost a scout in exchange. That's actually a pretty good trade. I'll take a scout for a demo man anyway, any day. Overseer retreating now, realizing that the rest of her team has pretty much died, but she is going to have an Uber, so they are going to be ready to push out with that pretty soon. Their opponents will have an Uber as well. I realize I am talking like a million miles a minute, but what are you going to do when this game is getting this intense? So we do see the red team making perhaps one final push out of their spawn. This might be the last one they have to do. Can Jake Rockwell and the rest of his team hold this off? I don't even know. The Uber does go ahead and get popped for both teams. So this exchange will decide the fate of the game as Kelly Sellers, Jake Rockwell, is actually retreating. Nice little jump in by Scarlet, going to take down Ranga. DJC is down as well, though, so no soldiers are left alive for the red team. That's going to leave a little bit of aerial dominance available for the blue team if they want to have it. But Ranga's down, so they are, I don't know, probably going to have to retreat from this. It's a lot of damage. It's off the field when you lose your demo man, and you can't overstate just how good that splash damage is. Mason trying to keep his team in there, but they have lost the point. They just barely pulled ahead in terms of time, and now they're pulling behind once again. Mason, seeing the rest of his team die around him, wants to keep with his scout. But at the moment, Runaway 5 hold the point once again. Mason almost has an Uber, and actually, oh no, I thought, okay, yeah, they both have an Uber, right? That makes sense. In comes the blue Uber right away. And they want to start getting cap time down as quickly as possible, but they've got a problem. They've got a soldier behind them. They've got enemies destroying their flank right now. Scarlet is down, but there's, you know, the whole blue team is just bottled up. And at this point, Zalox in behind, not quite able to get the kill there on Mason, who has 40 health left. This is looking really good right now for Royalty. They can hold the point for the next 40 seconds. So I looks like I was wrong. There is going to be one more rollout of spawn by the Runaway 5. And I don't, you know what? They're definitely going to have enough time to build an Uber, but it's going to make things really tight when they try to get in there and actually use it. They certainly do not have time to try to make a four-man suicide respawn and then go back in once again. That's not going to work. So they do have to make this push work right now. About 80% for Overseer. Can she actually get this Uber up in time? It's going to make all the difference here. Pizza is down, though, and we're going to see a lot of heavy deathmatch skills coming in. Soldier jumping in right now. Jake Rockwell trying to stop this, but not quite able to get the hits. And DJC will get taken down, but as does Grape. And no, Jake Rockwell eating some damage right now. Scout, who was Ubered, chasing him down, destroys him from behind. Runaway 5 with the overtime, capping that point with ×6 on it. So they will have the point right now. Can their opponents get in with 10 seconds left to go? They've got to send these scouts onto the point pretty soon, and this scout is probably going to eat way too much damage, dying to a meat shot from the back. Nobody on the point right now. Soldier and Scout, there you go, jumping in, trying to contest it, but no! 4-3. Oh, I didn't press pause in time. 4-3, ladies and gentlemen, for Runaway 5, barely keeping themselves in that tournament. Royalty, of course, played a fantastic game. Rango looks so good, as does the rest of his team, but it's going to mean Runaway 5 will continue on in the tournament. Thank you for subscribing here and watching and all of the things that you do. YouTube.com/fatmop. I appreciate your patronage.